Hey guys, welcome back. Today I want to take together with you a look at the best decks from the Duelist Cup that has just recently finished. We have some very interesting developments. Also, we will obviously talk about the ban list and the changes that this will promote to what we are seeing here. We have a lot of the decks available right now, so without further ado, let's hop right in. We can see we have place number 1 with a Ryzeal list. I will also talk about this specific Ryzeal variant that you will see a lot on this top 100 list in a video coming tomorrow, so that you understand how this works. But what we can see right here, and this is pretty uncommon, is that we are playing the new Magister stuff. We have triple the Spenta, which is the card that can search, and the other one, either the Zoroa or the Crowley, that can then be Poplar, Special Summon, Fusion Summon. And we are playing triple Magister's Spoon. We are playing one Crowley and one Zoroa together with the Zoroa, the Magister's Verret Ragnar, which in theory we can make on our opponent's turn, I think, or on our own turn, being an additional disruption. When a monster effect is activated, quick effect, you can send one face-up Magister's card you control to the graveyard, negate effect, and destroy. But what we want to do with this package, if you are wondering, and I will show you this in a video tomorrow, but we have the Spenta, which we want to open, which leaves us into our Zoroa, also gives us the Crowley, gives us the Magister's Chirroso, and the Infernal Flame Banshee, which can then search X Ryzeal. So with this one Spenta, we generate 3 level 4 bodies and have an X Ryzeal in the hand, which is a crazy start. So a very good consistency tool that we are getting here with the Magister stuff. And this is super interesting because this is something I really like about Konami and their release schedule when it comes to Master Duel and the TCG. This is not even out in the TCG, and the OCG obviously has this, but Ryzeal has been dead for a while now there. And obviously now with the new hits to Malice, I think that we will see a Ryzeal and maybe this Ryzeal variant pretty often on the ladder, the new best deck in the format Ryzeal, that's for sure, depending on what we get in the October pack. But it seems that there will not come something too impactful. So the cool thing is about the Splendor, by the way, it is an ultra rare, so you would need to invest 3 ultra rare crafting points if you want to play it, but you will also be able to play this exact package, so triple Spenta and then one Crowley together with the Zoroa in a Draco Tail if you want to, because this is a variant that we see in the OCG a lot. Draco Tail together with the Magister's Engine, giving you the ability to once again fusion summon on the opponent's turn, because you can discard this card, or you can do this on your opponent's turn. Actually, you can't do this on your opponent's turn, sorry. I was always under the impression you could use Spenta on the opponent's turn, but this is not how it works. But yeah, you can make on your turn the Zoroa, the Magister's Verret Ragnar. Also, you can fusion summon with the Crowley, which is obviously nice for the Draco Tail stuff. So the Magister stuff can get you into your Draco Tail stuff. So this is something for the future to keep in mind. And we are playing triple Artifact Lancia. Still makes sense because at this time Malice was still the best deck, and obviously it's still super strong, don't get me wrong. We are playing Mulch Army Fuva losses, I get this. Maybe we want to replace these with Duel and Lock birds for the future, because we will most likely see more Ryzeals. There's some stuff in the extra deck that you also need for the combo. Once again, I will show you this tomorrow. And we are obviously using the Baguska, which I think is not a big problem, because then you can just make, I don't know, a Dugaris on the end board, or maybe the Photon Blaster Dragon protecting your Ryzeal Detonator from being targeted. There are a lot of different replacements that we can use for the Baguska. They are not even playing the Exciton Knight in this deck, which I think is crazy. One of the best rank 4s. Number 2, we have and this is not something I'm really surprised by, because I talked about this in the Gem Knight video. I think this is a very strong deck, a deck that can go second, but apparently can also, when going first, get to the artifact Mjolnir, which you can summon to your opponent's field, and then doing your, you can set this card, what is this thing, during your opponent's turn, if this card is set in the spell trap zone, special, if this card is special summon during your opponent's turn, target one artifact monster in the graveyard, special summon it. Okay, you are special summon locked, you can only special summon artifact cards, but nothing else until the end of the next turn. So you have the ability going first to summon this artifact Mjolnir and then lock your opponent from special summoning out until your next turn, which is obviously when you can finish the game. So that's pretty cool. You can make this with the Imperial Princess Queen Carry. We have also seen this in the TCG, being used in the TCG. Obviously, you also need your artifact Dector. We are combining this with Fiendsmith also, so that's very nice. We have a very good going second option here, but if we ever should go first, we can go for this artifact Mjolnir lock if we can achieve it. Obviously, you can't all the time, but this is what you are trying to set up. Very cool. I think this is a very strong deck. Obviously, the best going second deck right now, since Standby has received a lot of hits. And then we can see here the number 3 player was playing Malice and then Ryzeal, the pure Ryzeal variant with Book of Eclipse. I don't really think Book of Eclipse is great here, because it's super bad against against Malice. You can't book their end board. You can book going first, then you place your book, and then you book, I don't know, maybe a Dormouse or something, but this will also book your Ryzeal stuff. So I'm not really sure why we would do this. Against Ryzeal, this would make a bit more sense, but once again, we are an XYZ deck and do not want to book our own stuff. So I'm kind of on the fence about this, but it seemed to have worked out here, obviously. Pretty standard lists all in all, and then we see the next Malice list, also nothing too fancy and nothing too special. This is the new Adignista variant. In the future you will definitely play a 3 backup Adignista. I was playing only 2 because there was so much consistency in the deck, but now with the Dormouse and the Field Spell and the Gold Sarcophagus going to 1, you will want to play more backup Adignista, and you will also want to once again bump up the Malice P White Rabbit because she is a starter and we want more starters. Then we have another Malice list here. Everything seems to be quite normal. We have assigned mining for more consistency. Maybe we will use this in the future. This is obviously not super great. I think putting in the Allures of Darkness once again is way better. This is my opinion. Then we have another Malice list. Once again with silent mining. Most likely these two people here, I don't know, they know each other because these lists seem to be pretty similar. And then we have another Ryzeal, once again with the Magistus Spenta stuff here. As I already said, yeah, you will see this a lot. We can also double summon an Evil Swarm Ouroboros, so ripping 2 cards out of our opponent's hand. Once we get the Eclipse Twins, we will also be able to rip 3 cards out of the opponent's hand. Yeah, very fun, obviously. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! At its best. And then once again, we have the Gem Knight version here. This time around, not with the artifact. We are playing some Breakers here, Santa Claus, stuff like this. Very nice. Obviously, the idea is to just stop the opponent and then win the game from there. Going down even further, we have another Malice list here, and then we have another Gem Knight list. They also seem to be kind of similar. Once again, an artifact Mjolnir. We are playing Herald of the Orange Light together with Eva. What is this fetching us? If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can banish up to 2 other Light Fairy monsters from your field and or graveyard at the same number of level 2 or lower Light Fairy monsters. So this is a rock. What is a Light Fairy monster? Or am I guess this is a Light Fairy monster, and this can then send to the graveyard. Not quite sure how this works or what we are doing with this Diviner, but it seems to me that the Diviner is what we want to get here. Maybe this gets us, Gem Knight, I guess, level 2 or lower, so it's not the Nephirim. You can send 1 fairy monster. You are sending the Nephirim, and Nephirim can then be summoned. Okay, now I get it. So you can, on your opponent's turn, use this Orange Light together with the Eva if you have it. And then you can get the Diviner. Diviner sends the Gem Knight Nephirim. Nephirim special summons itself, and then you're basically into your combo. Very cool, and we have seen this in a lot of lists, so this seems to be very common. We can see this here once again, but this time without the Eva, though. Maybe this Crystal Rose is also playing a part in this. Another Malice list, we are playing the Gamma stuff here. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what do you think of Gamma. I'm just I don't know. This card never works for me. I just hate it, I have to say. Then we see Ryzeal with the fish package here. Not something I've seen a lot, but definitely something then you can play. Once again, it produces more level 4 bodies. This is the same idea. You could also go for the heraldic version. We see another Malice list here. I think it makes sense to play Purulias. Honestly, it's also good against Malice because they are summoning from hand a lot. We see a Fossil Dynapachicephalo, which we can search with the Gallant Granite going first, thereby locking our opponent out from special summoning. I think this is very effective. We see this once again here. Makes sense. Let's go down even further. We see Malice, we see Gem Knight. So the 3 big decks here, and I'm not surprised by this, are Gem Knight, Ryzeal, and Malice. And honestly, we have not seen anything else besides that. Once again, here we can see either, okay, this guy wasn't playing the artifact stuff, but also not the fossil stuff. I think the fossil stuff is very nice. A pure Ryzeal list. We can see once again Malice and Ryzeal. Here is once again the Splendor stuff here. Here is once again the Splendor stuff, but then you also changed over to the list without it. Time will tell, I guess, which one is better. This one definitely looks very nice because this produces a lot of advantage. You have some bricks you don't really want to open, Crowley, I guess, or Aurora, but they are also level 4, so this is not the worst. We have Parallax Seed in the Malice list, and then it's going on even further. Gem Knight list, we have another Ryzeal list. Is there something else here that we can see? It's crazy because as of right now we are at 32. We have only seen Ryzeal, Malice, and Gem Knight. Here we are using the Sakitama Aritama package, or only one Sakitama, no Aritamas. Very interesting. You can also see a lot of different rank 4 options that people are playing. Once again, we are playing Gem Knight here, very strong. We have talked about this already. And we have a Labyrinth list here, the first list that is not one of these other ones. What is is Banquet of Millions. Banish any number of cards from your ED face down and banish the same number of random face down cards from your opponent's ED until the end phase. Interesting. So you would play this, banish, I guess, your entire extra deck or something, and then skip your opponent's turn, basically. A very interesting card. This skips the entire turn. This is very strong. Okay, very interesting here, having a Labyrinth list, but I mean, I always love Labyrinth. You have this Arias into Karma Cannon into, I don't know, Simul Archfiends. Very, very strong, very effective. We see another Ryzeal list here, another Ryzeal list. You can see there are a lot of Spenta running around. Malice, of course, Malice and Ryzeal list. Once again with the fish package here, also interesting. I think the Splendor package is better than the fish package. The Artifact Mjolnir, this will most likely, if we see this more often on the ladder, this will be something forbidden on the next list. That's for sure. Or maybe they might also go for the princess, but I guess it makes more sense to hit the Artifact Mjolnir. Then we have Malice once again. We have once again a Splinter list. Voiceless Voice is still here together with Blue Eyes, getting back the Sage. Finally, very nice. We are playing the Gamma package here. We are obviously playing Lancias. Yeah, Voiceless Voice is still around. I mean, it plays very nice into Fuva and into Maxi, so I can definitely understand this. There is a Hey Trunate, return all set spells and traps on the field to the hand. Very interesting. This is basically another Lightning Storm or Heavy Storm here, so I can definitely understand. Salesman makes sense. You can salesman, I don't know, draw a Lockbird, for example. Then we have even more lists that we already have seen, and then you can see another Gemmat list with Mind Control and Change of Thought at 3. There's Jude Yu-Gi-Oh! Playing a Malice here, makes sense, and Ryzeal, Malice. We are in the Malice Ryzeal format, that is for sure. And here's a Valence list. Okay, very interesting. Scrolling down even further, we've seen this already. Here's a Mech list, not playing any Malice cards, but obviously with the new Ignister package that we can also see in the extra deck here. Very nice. This obviously also makes the strategy better. Backup at Ignister is here. We have the Wizard. These cards are just insane. We have more Ryzeal and Malice, and scrolling down even further. Can we see something else, or will it stay at Ryzeal and Malice? Once again, Mech here, Mech being back, but together with Malice right now, I can definitely combine these two archetypes. There's another Blue Eyes playing the Bingo Machine Go, because we have lost a bit of consistency. It's now better again with the Sage coming back. I would have wished for the Maiden to also come back, but this might be something for the future. Dragon's Mind, a card that you can play here. It's basically Solemn Judgment that you can also reset and activate whilst controlling a monster with 2/5 original attack or defense, obviously the Blue Eyes. And yeah, we can see one brave person also tested out T-Elements together with Kash, playing Lancias, playing the Shufflers that are very nice, and then once again the Herald of the Orange Light. And we are also having a Gem Knight package in here, I just realized. So yeah, apparently we can also, I'm not really, right, because we are definitely missing the important Gem Knight cards. I guess this is only for, what are we using this for? To get the fusion, I guess, right? Can this get the fusion? Can add one Gem Knight card, so we get the fusion when this card is activated. Fusion summon one Gem Knight fusion monster. Okay, we can't fusion anything else, but this one says when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, return all set spell and traps cards to the hand. So it's basically like a Hey Trunate. I guess we make this to break the board, I'm assuming. Very interesting. I mean, it makes sense, because if we mill the Gem Knight Nephilim, which is the one we have here in the deck thrice, then we can search this Brilliant Fusion and make this guy, get it to the graveyard, and then Hey Trunate the entire board. Makes sense, I guess. Going on even further, we have, oh my god, we have, I can't even name this deck. It's not Manadium, and there's also Unchained in here. Scareclaw, we have Scareclaw being here at rank 83. Very cool. I really like this. It's not really Manadium. We are playing some of the Manadium based cards here, but not too much. And yeah, okay, some interesting decks in here for sure, but I guess we can see that the three best decks of the meta are Ryzeal, Malice, and then Gem Knight, the new Ryzeal variant. Once again, I will show you this in a video coming out tomorrow, because I think this is very interesting. This is more of an Ignister deck here, also cool. And then we see another Gem Knight list, another Malice list, Blue Eyes, we have seen this. And yeah, we have like 4 or 5 different decks here. It's not very diverse. I have definitely seen diverse or Duelist cups, but obviously people are very keen on just playing the best decks, because if you rank in the Duelist cup very high, then you will obviously get the invitation to Worlds, which is what the people are grinding for. I think it's very interesting, cool developments here. I wasn't aware of the Spenta stuff, but it's really strong, as I will show you tomorrow. Let me know in the comments what you think of this. What do you think of the current meta? Are you happy with the ban list? And yeah, let's see whether this can save a Master Duel. I think the Duelist Cup is always kind of fun. I always like to play it. Let me know in the comments what you think. And guys, we will see each other in the next one.